Hello, nonprofiteers. It is Wednesday, and that means it is time for another What's Good Wednesday. Take a break from your week with me, and let's celebrate what's good in the nonprofit world this week. Before we get started, as always, I'm your host, Jamie Dingler. I'm the owner of What's Good LLC, a nonprofit marketing and fundraising consulting firm based on the beautiful Eastern Shore of Maryland. I'm also the author of This Little Guy, the itty bitty book of nonprofit fundraising tips for board members from a development director who hates asking people for money. If you have something that you want to celebrate at your organization, please send it our way. The address is wednesday@bewhatsgood.com. This show comes around every week, so don't be shy. Send us your good news. We want to share it with everybody. If you want to know where you can watch the show or find out more content, more information about What's Good LLC and what we do, you can find us at bewhatsgood.com. You can always watch the show on Facebook and YouTube. The handle there is, shockingly, Be What's Good. And, of course, you can find me on LinkedIn by my name, Jamie Dingler, or at What's Good LLC. All right, we've got lots and lots of show for you this week. So let's go ahead and get started. This show, I've got tons of local news, and then at the end we've got some fun news from other places around the country. So I hope you like the Eastern Shore of Maryland as much as I do, because you're going to get an earful of great news from my neck of the woods. All right, so let's get started. Talbot County's visionary women leaders founded the Talbot County Women's Club in 1930, putting them at the forefront of the women's club movement across the country. The club offers a civic outlet and an organization where women can meet each other while also giving back to the community. There's something for everyone: a historical house and garden, social events, and charitable activities, and most importantly, they have fun. They are currently celebrating their 95th anniversary. To celebrate, they hosted an open house on last Saturday. They opened the historic home to the public and had guests inside and outside. They had visual and audio displays talking about the club's rich history. It was a great time, and congratulations on 95 years of Talbot County Women's Club and serving our community. That's awesome. We do have a few anniversaries this week. So the next one is the Chesapeake Bay Maritime Museum. They explore and preserve the history, environment, and the culture of the entire Chesapeake Bay region, and they make their resource accessible to all. The museum is celebrating 60 years. The staff, volunteers, and community members are invited to join them tomorrow under the Lighthouse. This is the Chesapeake Bay Maritime Museum in St. Michael's, Maryland, in case you're around. Under the Lighthouse at 11 a.m. tomorrow to celebrate. Of course, it's a birthday, so there will be cake. And also a happy birthday Chesapeake Bay Maritime Museum video that they're sharing with everybody. They're also having a 24-hour 60 for 60 giving challenge tomorrow. So donors who give $60 or more online will be entered into a raffle, and one lucky winner will receive a day at the museum, as well as a swag bag and lunch and dinner for four at the Crab Claw restaurant, which, if you're from my area, this is like a famous restaurant where we're from. And the Crab Claw is actually also celebrating 60 years this year. It's not a nonprofit, but it's worth celebrating anyway. So go check that out, cbmm.org, and I hope there are some local folks that can go and join in the celebration tomorrow. We also have another organization celebrating an anniversary, 5 years of the Polaris Village Academy. Their mission is to create a village of support for every student and family that they serve through thoughtful, cohesive, and equity-minded partnerships in the community. To celebrate 5 years, they are kicking off their Give Me 5 campaign. So they're asking their supporters to do one of three things: make a donation in a multiple of 5, Share their support for Polaris with 5 friends, or take 5 minutes to go online and make a post about Polaris and why they support them. I think it's a great campaign, great idea. They are also having an open house tomorrow to celebrate their 5th anniversary in the new BAM Academic Center Library. That's in Easton, Maryland, beginning at 6 p.m. I am told to report there will be dessert. So if you were wondering whether you should go or not, dessert is involved. So I think that probably will change your mind. So congratulations to the Polaris Village Academy on 5 years, and here's to many, many more. All right, so this is not another anniversary, but it is something else that is kicking off tomorrow. The wonderful organization Shore Rivers, which we've featured here before, they help protect Maryland's Eastern Shore waterways through science-based advocacy, restoration, education, and engagement. They have their Swimmable Shore Rivers bacteria testing program that returns for the season starting tomorrow, the 22nd. And this program runs from Memorial Day through Labor Day and lets people know about the current bacterial levels as they make plans for recreating on our local waterways. This is such an important resource, and I know we've used it more than once. Nearly 70 swim testers will monitor 54 states on the Choptank, Miles, Wye, Chester, and Sassafras Rivers, the Eastern Bay, and the creeks in the area. And the information is available at shorerivers.org, and it's also available at theswimguide.org. So if you are anywhere on the eastern shore of Maryland and you're wondering if it's safe to go in the water as you head out, especially this Memorial Day weekend, I know there'll be tons of people on the water. Please go check out shorerivers.org or theswimguide.org to find out the bacterial levels and make sure it's safe to go and be in the water. All right, our next organization is Chesapeake Cats and Dogs, and I love reporting from them because they always share really great adoption stories. Chesapeake Cats and Dogs is a lifetime haven and no-kill animal rescue organization dedicated to rehabilitating and providing a second chance for cats and dogs who have been abandoned, abused, lost, strayed, or surrendered. They are celebrating 2 recent cat adoptions of 2 kitties who have been with them for such a long time. Oh my gosh. Rosie's been with them since 2021, and they said she can be a little grouchy, but she's a total lap cat, and she really just wanted a human to snuggle with all the time, and now she found one. Oh, my heart. And then the next one is Wrangler, and Wrangler was with them since 2022. And they said he tends to play rough, which made people wary of adopting him. But there was a family who was specifically looking for a playmate for their younger male cat. And now Wrangler and his new brother have been inseparable ever since they met. So congratulations to Rosie and Wrangler on finding their forever homes. I just love stories like that. So wonderful and sweet. And these poor guys have been with them for so long. So to know that they found their forever homes is just so incredible. Keep those stories coming. You know we love to hear them. So next is an organization that we report on quite often here, Tides of Grace. They always have some wonderful news going on. Tides of Grace's mission is to cultivate a community grounded in kindness and compassion. And last weekend they hosted their summer clothing and essentials giveaway. They had over 300 people in attendance, and they took home clothing, flip-flops, sunglasses, and lots of other supplies to help people look good and feel good this summer. So congratulations to Tides of Grace on that. And we're actually not done because last week Tides of Grace also teamed up with another wonderful local organization, Haven Ministries. Haven Ministries is a faith-based organization whose staff and hundreds of volunteers are dedicated to fighting hunger and homelessness in our community. They offer immediate and long-term assistance to families and individuals experiencing hardship by partnering with businesses, organizations, individuals, and churches to feed, clothe, shelter, educate, and support those in need. Awesome, awesome organization. And these 2 wonderful organizations teamed up last week to supply fresh, nutritious food and pastries to low-income seniors at Tillman Terrace. So what a great program. I think they're going to be doing that ongoing. So to help our low-income seniors make sure that they have enough food to eat. So congratulations to those two organizations. What a great initiative. And it's awesome to see organizations working together to make our community a better place. So last week I reported on the Women Who Care Talbot County, and I reported on my experience and how wonderful it was. But Women Who Care Talbot County is one of many organizations throughout the country that are based on the concept of the power of 100. And basically these are collective giving organizations where they get 100 people or more to come together. They give $100 at each meeting, giving life-changing money to local organizations. So Power of 100 Chesapeake is in Queen Anne's County. They bring together a group of like-minded women from Queen Anne's County who care about local causes and who are committed to making an impact in our communities. They gather twice a year. As I said, at each event, members donate $100 each to a local charity group or family that the group collectively selects. So they just had their spring 2025 meeting, and they selected the Jacob Sloan Foundation as their beneficiary. Their group has 170 members, so that means that the Jacob Sloan Foundation in one night got $17,000. So, I mean, it's just so awesome. I love these organizations. Please try to find one in your area. It's such a wonderful feeling to be a part of one of these things, and you play your small part and make such a big difference in your community in just one night. If you are in Queen Anne's County and you're interested in joining the Power of 100, visit powerof100chesapeake.com, and hopefully you can become a member of that awesome organization. So we've got one more from my neck of the woods, as I like to say. Here at Chesapeake College, they recently launched their new drone operator course, which I think this is so cool. The course equips participants with the necessary skills and knowledge to obtain their commercial drone pilot license. The drone operator course is part of Chesapeake College's PACE Computer and Technology program, which emphasizes providing students with industry-recognized certifications, particularly in STEM fields. And a Queen Anne's County business owner is using the skills acquired in the class to grow his company in a new direction. So his name is Joe Branham. He and his daughter enrolled to learn new skills to use in his pasture and turf management company. And apparently drone technology is becoming a critical tool in agriculture, which is really big in our area. Mr. Branham said, the drone can see better than the human eye. So this is useful in agriculture when the drone detects insects or color changes in plants before people can. It allows for earlier intervention. So he says this, having taken this course is really helping his business, and he's also launched a drone company where he can help other agricultural and architectural businesses through the use of the drone. So I just think that is so awesome, and congratulations to Chesapeake College for all of their programming. It's really incredible, the work that they do and the trades training, not just college courses, but the trades training that they do to help people get up and running and find a new career and start getting out there and being successful in our community. So what an awesome program. Super, super cool at Chesapeake College. So next, we're actually going to a national organization. I'm sure you've heard of Dick's Sporting Goods. Well, Dick's Sporting Goods has the Dick's Sporting Goods Foundation, and part of their foundation is the Sports Matter program. Their goal is to inspire and enable youth sports participation by providing grants to under-resourced youth sports leagues and public school athletic programs. And they just announced an exciting new 3-year partnership with an organization called Steel City Squash in Pittsburgh. Steel City Squash got the first part of this is a $100,000 Sports Matter grant. They are changing lives in Pittsburgh, providing young people with access, opportunity, and a power support system through sport and education. They provide membership, clinics, leagues, and lessons at their facility for individuals, families, and kids. And then they also have a scholarship program that provides educational support, mentorship, and squash training for kids from 4th grade through high school with the goal of college graduation and lifelong success. So, what an awesome partnership. Thank you to Dick's Sporting Goods for supporting Steel City Squash, and congratulations to Steel City Squash for this amazing donation. I'm sure you'll do a ton of great work with it. So finally, we're headed to the Ivy Brain Tumor Center at the Barrow Neurological Institute. It's a nonprofit translational science initiative established in partnership with the Barrow Neurological Foundation. Their research program is singularly focused on discovering new therapies for brain tumor patients. Now, May is Brain Tumor Awareness Month, and in recognition of this, the Rick Ohm Foundation is matching all donations to the Ivy Brain Tumor Center up to $100,000, which I love a good match campaign. I think it's so awesome and so incentivizing for people. Rick Ohm passed away from glioblastoma in 2012, and before his passing, he and his family founded the Rick Ohm Foundation to raise awareness and fund research that could improve outcomes for others impacted by brain cancer. So what a wonderful way to carry on his legacy, is helping other people. And congratulations to the Ivy Brain Tumor Center. And I hope you hit your $100,000 match. Maybe when you do, you'll share it with us here so we can celebrate with you. Congratulations to all of our awesome organizations who are celebrating this week. If we had confetti, like I said last week, we'd throw it up in the air. It's just so great to share wonderful news. And if your organization has good news that you want to share, again, this show comes around every Wednesday, so you don't have to be shy. Send it my way, Wednesday at BeWhat'sGood.com. We want to hear what's going on at your organization, and we want the whole world to know about it. It's my favorite time of the week is just to get up and share happy news. And let's pat ourselves on the back. Nonprofit work is hard, and you deserve to celebrate when good things are happening that you make possible in your community. One of my favorite parts of the show is the topic of the week. And each week I just kind of pick something that's top of mind for me that I've been working with my clients, or something that's come up, or a question that I get asked. So this week's topic of the week is why it's so important. So a lot of what I talk about is board fundraising. That's something I'm really passionate about, is getting your board members engaged and involved in fundraising for your organization. And so one of the most important things that your board members can do to help with fundraising is to be a well-informed ambassador, a passionate ambassador for your organization. I think a lot of board members don't realize simply doing that, you're not asking anybody for money, you're just telling somebody why your organization means so much to you. And it makes such a huge difference. That's how you get other people involved, engaged, excited about your mission. I tell a story in my book, I won't go into great detail, but about how basically I am not cut out to be a salesperson. I'm not interested in, what people typically think of basically as fundraising, right? Very transactional, and you have to beg people for money, and you have to accost them at parties and whatever it is that you conjure up in your mind that is this just really terrible thing that you have to do to get money. I am no good at any of that, right? But as you can tell, hopefully from watching this show every week, I am very good at speaking passionately about what I believe in and what means something to me. And that is contagious to people. And so I am a person that, I don't have those typical sales skills, but by speaking passionately and by, implementing other best practices, and by practicing relational fundraising, I have, for my previous organization, and have helped other organizations raise several $1 million. As development professionals, what does that mean? How do we prep our board members to be ambassadors for our organization and our mission? First of all, make sure that they have proper materials that are informing them. If you can put together an FAQ booklet or a 10 reasons to support this organization rack card that has really important bullet points that are just like the crux of why it's important to support the organization. Make sure that your website is up to date. Make sure that it is really robust and informative, and it has plenty of materials for your board members to go on, educate themselves. If you can, every board meeting have what we call a mission moment. Talk about something, give people stories, talk about something great that's happened in your organization. Give them a story of a client that's been profoundly affected by the work that you do, something that is going to stick in their minds as something that that they want to share with people. That is a great, just like we do here, a great news story, a great mission moment goes a long way. So make sure that your board members are prepared. You can also do role playing if they're nervous about having conversations with people, but that is the most important thing that they can do. And, just as a side note, because I like to talk about this, and I feel like it sounds like I'm always telling people to kick people off their board of directors. It's not what I mean. But if somebody isn't willing to go out and do these things and do what is required of a board member, it's okay if being on the board isn't the right place for them, right? So if somebody is not willing to go out and talk about why they have joined your organization, if they don't even want to go out and tell people why they're part of your organization, then it's definitely time for a conversation about why do they want to be on the board. Because if they're not willing to even talk about your mission, this maybe isn't the right place in the organization for them. And as we talked about a couple weeks ago, that's okay. That's okay if that happens. So anyway, prepping your board to be ambassadors is really, really important. Make sure they have the resources that they need, and, a little poke to get themselves involved every once in a while. These are volunteers, and they have busy lives. So just a little poke to remind them, don't forget to incorporate our organization into your daily lives when you're out and about in the community is also pretty important. So that's our topic of the week. And if you have something that you want discussed on the show, or if you have something to celebrate, as I said before, please send it our way at Wednesday@BeWhat'sGood.com. We want all the good news, and we would love all the questions as well. Again, if you want to learn more about What's Good LLC, find more content, or watch the show, you can find me at BeWhat'sGood.com. And you can check the show out every week on Facebook and YouTube at Be What's Good. But of course, we like to be consistent across all platforms. And you can find me on LinkedIn, What's Good LLC, or my name, Jamie Dingler. That's Jayme, Jamie Dingler at LinkedIn, or at What's Good LLC. And I hope you'll take a chance to check out my book, The Itty Bitty Book of Nonprofit Fundraising. It is available on Amazon. Makes a great gift for your board as you're talking about these topics of board involvement in fundraising. It really just breaks it down to the very basics of what they need to know. And then the whole last third or so of the book is just actionable ideas of how they can participate in fundraising for your organization. So I hope you'll check that out. I know lots of organizations have found it to be a useful tool in encouraging their boards to get involved in fundraising. All right, thank you all so much for another wonderful What's Good Wednesday. I wish you a fantastic rest of your week. Happy Memorial Day weekend to all of you. And we'll see you back here in 1 week for another What's Good Wednesday. Thanks all.